Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They are failing because they cannot control their emotions. They react, they argue, they explain, they get distracted, and every reaction makes them weaker. This audiobook is about one skill, the skill that separates calm winners from emotional strugglers: emotional control. When you stop reacting, you stop bleeding energy. When you stop reacting, you gain focus. When you stop reacting, you start dominating, quietly, consistently, permanently. Listen carefully, because what you're about to learn will change how you respond to people, pressure, and life itself. Chapter 1. Stop reacting. This is where power begins. Most people think power is loud. It's not. Power is quiet. Power is controlled. Power begins the moment you stop reacting. Read that again. The moment you stop reacting is the moment you take control back. Right now, most people live on autopilot. Someone says something, they react. Something goes wrong, they react. Someone disrespects them, they react. And every reaction feels justified. But every reaction is a loss. That's the truth. The one who reacts loses. The one who pauses wins. You have a choice, always, and that choice appears in a small space, the space between stimulus and response. That space is where power lives. Most people never enter that space. They jump straight into reaction. Emotion decides, impulse leads, and life controls them. But not you, not anymore, because this audiobook begins with one command: stop reacting. Reaction is automatic weakness. Control is deliberate strength. That's the key. When you react emotionally, you give control to the outside world. You let other people decide your mood. You let situations dictate your focus. You let words push your buttons. And if someone can control your emotions, they control you. You don't need their permission to stay calm. You don't need their approval to remain silent. You don't need their validation to keep your composure. You have a choice. Let's talk about real life. An argument starts. Someone challenges you. Your heart rate rises. Your mouth opens. And suddenly, you're explaining, defending, raising your voice. Ask yourself, what did you gain? Usually nothing. You lost clarity, you lost leverage, you lost respect. But when you pause, when you don't react, something powerful happens. The other person becomes exposed. Their emotion becomes visible. Their weakness shows. The one who reacts loses. The one who pauses wins. This is not theory. This is psychology. In every argument, the calm person has the advantage. In every conflict, the emotional one is predictable. Predictability is weakness. That's the key. Let's talk about criticism. Someone criticizes your work. Your instinct is to explain, to justify, to prove. But you don't need their permission to stay composed. Most criticism isn't feedback. It's projection. Insecurity looking for a response. When you react, you reward it. When you stay calm, you neutralize it. Silence is not surrender. Silence is control. You don't need to win every conversation. You need to win your inner state. That's the discipline. Now, let's talk about the office play. Office politics thrive on reaction. Gossip survives on reaction. Drama feeds on reaction. The employee who reacts emotionally becomes labeled unstable, difficult, emotional. The one who stays calm becomes trusted, respected, promoted. Why? Because emotional control signals reliability. That's the key. You have a choice. When an email triggers you, pause. When a meeting frustrates you, pause. When someone tests you, pause. Not forever, just long enough to regain control. Reaction is fast. Power is patient. Now, let's talk about online triggers. Someone comments, mocks, provokes, and suddenly people waste hours defending themselves to strangers. Think about that. Time, energy, focus, gone. For what? Validation from someone who doesn't matter. You don't need their permission. You don't need to be understood by everyone. You don't need to respond to everything. It's not about proving yourself. It's about protecting your focus. That's the discipline. The strongest people online are not the loudest. They are the least reactive. They observe, they move on, they keep building. Now, here's the hard truth. Reaction feels good for a moment. It releases tension. It feels like power. But it's fake power. Real power is delayed, quiet, controlled. Real power is choosing not to react even when you could. That's the key. Let's get practical. From today onward, you practice the pause. Every time emotion rises, anger, excitement, defensiveness, you pause. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. That pause interrupts the pattern. You ask yourself one question. Is reacting helping me or costing me? You have a choice. Most reactions cost you respect, cost you clarity, cost you energy. Control gives you leverage. That's the discipline. You don't suppress emotions, you manage them. You don't deny feelings, you delay responses. There's a difference. Emotion is natural, reaction is optional. That's the lesson. When you stop reacting, you stop bleeding energy. When you stop reacting, your focus sharpens. When you stop reacting, your presence becomes heavier. People feel it. They sense it. Because calm is intimidating. Silence is powerful. Control is rare. The one who reacts loses. The one who pauses wins. Repeat that until it becomes instinct. This chapter is the foundation. Everything else builds on this. If you cannot control reactions, you cannot control focus. If you cannot control focus, you cannot dominate anything. You have a choice. Pause or be played. Master this first, because now that you've learned where power begins, it's time to understand something even deeper. You stopped reacting. Good. Now, let's train the skill that makes this permanent. Chapter 2. Emotional control is a skill, not a personality. Listen carefully.